All right.
Can I drink?
Yeah, you can drink.
Okay, good.
Is that hot water or
No, it's not.
cold water?
It's alcohol.
You have to share. You have to share.
All right, we're live. Oh, hi there, live stream viewers. Welcome to our Facebook Live. We are live here with some of the cast of The Room and also some of the writers of The Disaster Artist. And this is a combination of the two movies coming together. So The Room, I'm going to introduce our guest first. I'm Hayden Waters with CBC News. Introduce our guest, we'll go around, and then we'll get you to explain The Room a little for people that don't know exactly what the Room is. So this is Greg Sestero. He was in The Room. He played Mark in it, and he was also the line producer. And he wrote, you're laughing, he wrote The Disaster Artist, which, the book The Disaster Artist, which this movie is based off of. This is Tommy Wiseau.
Hi, guys.
Hello. He is let me get all the credits here, director, producer, writer, and star of The Room. And you are in this film as James Franco plays you in this movie.
Yeah, a little part.
Yes.
Tiny little fun thing.
And over here.
But also, wait a minute, let me correct this. I also created the Neighbors.
The Neighbors, yes.
Sitcom.
Yes.
As well as a few different shows, TV shows. So.
Yes.
And then Greg actually did The Best Friends, I don't know if you know. So we actually was working together. We just released this 5 days ago. So you can go to check the trailer, Best Friends.
Excellent. And our two writers right here, the writing partners, Scott Newstatter and Michael H. Weber.
Hi.
And you guys, no worries. And you were the writers of The Disaster Artist.
We adapted Greg's book, yes.
Yeah, excellent. So let's explain The Room for folks that are watching right now that maybe don't understand the phenomena. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't seen it or kind of aren't in the know. I don't know. I watched it again last night. It's kind of, how do you explain The Room, I guess, to maybe we'll start over here, or Tommy, how do you explain The Room to someone who's never seen it before?
I would say, don't expect too much. If you hate The Room, it's okay. You have to see again and have fun with it. We've been screening The Room past 15 years, and I always say, you can laugh, you can cry, you can express yourself, but please don't hurt each other. So the idea about The Room is dealing with relationship, betrayal, etc., etc. And I think the reason we have this kind of reaction from all over the world, because I think it's related to every day you have a problem with relationship, for example. So that's a little brief statement. What do you think, Greg, about The Room?
The Room, I would say it's just really unique.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, you can sit a group of people down and have them watch it, and within 5 minutes, their mouth is dropped to the floor. It's just something that you got to experience.
Yeah, so
they actually continue watching. That's what I want to say. So we don't stop.
Okay, so we didn't get to this yet, but it's been dubbed. You dub it, the kind of subtitle to your book, The Disaster Artist, is the greatest bad movie ever made.
I never called that way.
You never. So what do you make of that title right there?
You know what? I'm neutral. I believe in the free expression. If people like to call that way, so be it. I would say this is one of the movies very unique, as Greg mentioned, and everybody should see it. And whatever they say about The Room, fine with me, as long as they, they enjoy it. That's basically what it is.
But all the elements kind of came together and has made it a cult classic. There's midnight kind of screenings,
right.
And
that's part
fans
of
it. go crazy. They follow the characters, yell lines out at the screen, throw spoons, throw footballs, drink scotchkas, which is Scotch vodkas, which appear in the film.
That's what Tommy's drinking right now.
Yeah, that's what Tommy's drinking right now. Yeah, so it's become this kind of phenomenon of its own.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you see that. That's what, sorry to interrupt you, that's what I'm always surprised, that I didn't realize that we have such a great sort of fan base, but it's going to be much over, worldwide, we're global right now. We screen The Room all over, so.
All right, we're getting our questions in. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook right now, so please give us your questions.
Are you live?
Yeah, I'm
right. Yeah, hi guys.
Yeah, we're live right now. Michelle Leducer asks, what would be different if you wrote The Room today, Tommy?
I will not change anything, because you see, again, guys, if you see the script, which is available, I'm not pitching the script, you see the words. It's, for example, 2 is better than 3, 3 is crowd, or etc., etc. So you associate with it, and it's funny word. And if the person with accent, in this case Johnny, and the disaster artist James Franco, it's funny to listen. So I really enjoy it. For example, yesterday, disaster artist based on the Greg Sestero book. So the words, it's something unique. What you write is probably struggling sometimes too, right?
Sure, yeah. We're all trying to replicate kind of the human experience, and you're right. You don't need to change a word of your script because all of the things are still applicable to human behavior.
But I would say, I will not use the 2 cameras, okay?
Tommy, would you still buy the equipment?
Absolutely. Ask me why. I mean, maybe he will ask me why. This little secret.
Why would you buy the equipment?
Because a lot of people don't know, but actually, Greg probably know. But we rent equipment, and believe it or not, I was using my own equipment. I did several projects like Homeless in America, for example. So we use the same equipment we already have from the room. So to buy it, they don't understand depreciation. So I encourage everybody to actually look at the words depreciation when you have business. That's all.
Now I wanted to ask you guys, why does this need another? Like, doesn't the first film speak for itself? Like, why does this need a making of the disaster artist? Why?
Yeah, I think we the last thing we wanted to do was do exactly The Room, do like a shot-for-shot remake of The Room. For us, the story of the
movie again.
Wait, so the wedding was a few days away, though, so you're already in
But they
tuxedo.
prepare. I don't know if you know. Like people say, sometimes you say, Tommy, you're not from New Orleans. Actually, I grew up in Chalmette. So the culture is there that you prepare for a wedding. So you do rehearsal.
Right, sure.
You see, it's like a play.
Like a fitting.
Exactly.
Sure,
Yeah, like a dress rehearsal.
Okay.
That's the reason tuxedo.
Richard Ray asks, what actor in The Disaster Artist was the most eerily similar to the actor in The Room? Anyone can take this question.
You guys first. I'll wait.
I thought Josh Hutcherson.
So he plays Danny. No, he doesn't. He plays Danny. Yes, he does.
Philip,
Philip Haldeman, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
who plays Danny.
Who plays Danny?
He did a
And
good job.
Josh is incredible. It's
Yeah.
every little mannerism, every line. It's just perfect.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're absolutely correct with the statement which you said. I was watching him yesterday.
Yeah, the awkwardness and everything.
Yeah, he nailed it.
He did a great job.
Now, Franco's impression of you.
Perfect. Could we not be better? Except that I think the accent go real overboard, but let it go. My mom, she always say, be nice. But I think he did a good job, yeah.
What is your favorite part of The Disaster Artist? Paul Chairman asks.
Well, you'd be surprised. You already said I got into trouble. I like the swimming pool for some reason.
So this is like an inconsequential part in the film, sort of, right?
It's a good shot.
It's
a small scene.
Why do you like the swimming pool part?
It's something there that is so unique. It may be camera, maybe Debbie. I don't know. It's just something I have to think about before I respond and why. It's something intrigued me there. Besides this, it's good. When the scene when Greg explained to Tommy that everything will be okay. And they're cheering.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Towards the end.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite scene, yeah.
And this
Yeah.
scene, James, I don't want to praise him too much, but the fact is fact, almost to the niche, right, Greg? Remember?
Yeah, James, incredible.
So he really nailed this, and all the situation he nailed pretty well.
We're almost out of time. Laura Wright asks, did you really finance The Room by selling leather jackets?
That's an incorrect statement.
Why is that an incorrect statement?
Well, first of all, I designed leather jacket, and entertainment. If I ever have interview entertainment, I have to correct that. So I designed number one. If people don't realize that leather jacket actually, the industry is American industry. Cowhide, for example, French leather. So the reason we make in Korea because it's cheaper. That's number one. Number two, I have a retail store called Street Fashions. So that's basically I did make a lot of money. That's true. But if you work in
And how did you make this money?
by design stuff, retail. We was connected with Levi's. It was number one outlet in San Francisco, and I design like right now you can go TommyWatson.com. So I design underwear, I design ties, jeans, whatever. So I like design stuff. So Entertainment Weekly, they have to correct that,
We've got time for one
Yes,
last
sure.
question, and the question is something you three have always wanted to know, never understood about the movie or about Tommy that you wanted to ask him, and I want you to pose that question to him.
Wow.
Is there anything, Greg?
The list is long.
I know everything, so
You know everything. What about you guys?
Wow.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is really good.
Is there something when you were going through and
Did you ever
that-
have an alternate title? Was it always The Room?
Actually, I had room, but then I said to myself, the. So I put there had to be the.
It was Room, but then it was
The.
So you could have.
special place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I don't know.
Good question.
Titles are key, so.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty good actually in title, believe it or not.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Was there ever an alternate ending?
No, because actually, yes and no.
Yes, okay.
Because I decided that on the end supposed to be question mark. Does he actually survive? Did he commit suicide? But I leave it as is to be much more stronger with reaction of public. So basically, this is it.
What do you think happens to Lisa after the movie?
Well, she's in regard with Mark.
Yeah, Mark's out, you're out of the picture.
I feel
right?
like
Are you talking about character? Or are you talking about
Character.
Yeah, her character
Yeah.
after she sees the body
Yeah.
and Mark, they have their
She
thing.
may commit suicide. Who knows? Man?
Oh wow, that's dark.
A viewer on YouTube is asking, Tommy, have you thought of producing more films or work on, say, the internet platform?
No, actually, I'm into yes and no if somebody give me budget. But I think we're working right now with Greg, for example, Best Friends, and we've been very successful, great reaction. But you know what? I always say to actors and writers, whatever comes to your way, you never know what will happen. So you shouldn't say no, so I don't say no. But I think feature movie, you know, sometimes people say like internet you can do, but some certain stuff you can. You know, you have limitation, you know what I mean?
And the book itself, Brittany is asking, Tommy, are you and Greg closer now after he wrote the book? How do you feel about how you were portrayed in that book? Sorry to put you guys in an awkward position.
No, I don't know, Greg, what you think. The book doesn't change too much, except Tommy does not support 100% of the book. But our friendship was maybe a little stronger, I would say, and based on what we accomplished right now about best friends, right? And
yeah, I mean, I think the
working
book
with James Franco, with you guys, so.
Yeah, the book was always the intention was to tell an inspiring story, not to tell anything negative. So, but you can't do that without telling both sides, the struggle and the good times. So that was my goal with it, and I think Tommy understands that for the most part.
I always wondered though, have you heard from other people involved in the room about the book, like Greg, Sandy, or Raphael, or like?
Speak of the
have those
devil.
guys have they had reactions to the book?
Yeah, everyone.
And do they have Facebook?
Everyone pretty much in the cast enjoyed the book. Sandy had his own thoughts on it, of course, and that's a whole different story.
Now maybe explain for someone who hasn't seen it, what was Sandy's role in that?
Well, we don't have to talk about Sandy right now, because the book is a book. And
Yeah, I mean, again,
I think you tackled the negative. Well, I always say better say positive than negative. Any book in the world, including your writing, you will find that in the book certain negativeness towards my life or situation. So.
Yeah, I mean, at its center, it's a story about friendship. So anybody that I think that would try to come in and make it about them really is kind of missing the point. But
Oh, I see your point. Yeah, but yeah, because what happens sometimes. Some of it, we call it bad apples, try to discredit the room. That's another story where you may ask any questions at time. So
Yeah, and no, I was going to say, what do you make of people that are kind of negative towards it or laughing at maybe the room, the concept of the room, or laughing at you?
No, the laughing is fine with me, but the bad thing is that we call it bad apples, like people discredit me. They don't understand. I just read recently, actually, I view one of the biggest designer, and I agree with him, say nothing happened by accident. Because people say, oh yeah, this happened by accident, this is just useless of it to analyze something, which, you know what I'm saying? Same with Greg's book, nothing happened by accident when people try to discredit him with his creative process, and eventually with you guys too, right? Somebody probably writes something and say, oh, they did not do this or whatever.
Always.
Oh yeah, there you go. He backed me up. Thank you.
Megan Patterson's asking, Tommy, what was your favorite movie growing up?
I like it. You know what? I like Citizen Kane, actually. Orson Welles. That's my movie.
You keep coming back to that.
Yes, because I think a very powerful story, and also struggling, and it's related, I would say, somewhat to the room, because also, as you know, he has a problem distribution his movie, and Hollywood would buy him up, whatever. Eerie story. The room is basically the same thing. We didn't have support in the beginning. We have just a little support. So it's too bad that we didn't have it from the beginning. But you know what? How they say, better than nothing, right? So we're very happy to be here, and I love you all, guys.
I'm wondering as well, Jay McKenzie is asking, why are you wearing sunglasses inside?
I love sunglasses. It's my choice.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
Does he often, do you see him with sunglasses often?
he mixes it up. You never know what's coming.
And I'm wondering too, do you guys hang out outside of this kind of press kind of junket circle or working together? Do you guys just hang
We're best friends, so we
play football every once in a while.
Do you actually?
Yeah, we've switched. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
Now we play basketball. So
You actually?
We do actually.
He can
With footballs?
And I actually I had a hoop in
don't
my
give
house.
him any ideas.
Scott Dion is asking, what would happen to the world if more people loved each other?
I think there's a better place to live. Very nice, Scott. Hey, dude, it's a good question. Statement, actually. Yeah, we need more love in the world, I think, guys.
More true now than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also have a question from C. Brown. They are asking, will there be any more future Tommy-directed movies, or is The Room one and done? I know that you have, as you said, you have other projects coming. Best Friends is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, you want to talk about Best Friend?
Yeah, just a movie we made together for the first time in 15 years, and it's bizarre.
and you did have premiere.
Well, yeah, it just comes out later next year, but
But you will have the, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Egyptian, right? You will announce that?
no, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, let me respond about very quickly about the new project. Yeah, I'll be working on 2 different projects, feature movie, besides his movie, so.
Mark Winkler asks, "Who are you?"
Who I am? I'm just a person, have fun.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Mark,
Well, you know, like I'm like everybody else here. I'm not a vampire.
Okay.
You know, maybe I will live 100 years, right, guys?
Who knows?
It's worth a shot.
Ooh, yeah.
That question is not asked of anyone else ever. You're the only one who gets
Who
that
are
question.
you? Someone else is very quick to close off here. Someone else is asking, the Disney store can be seen in the background of one of the shots. Did Disney ever contact you in the movie? You can see the Disney store.
Well, you know what? This is a good question because we actually, as you see it, the store does not exist anymore, but you have it half. So you don't see Disney, it's Isney, I believe, right? So you can actually, don't read it Disney, no, they did not contact us.
It's a very good, smart answer.
There we go.
It's the Disney store.
All right, and to wrap it up,
Yeah.
and anyone can kind of tackle this, the part of The Room's success, I think, is the mystery kind of surrounding you. How do you keep that up?
I think it's part also as writing, I think, words. And whatever we're doing together with Greg as well, with you guys yesterday, for example, and I think people like it, they enjoy it, they appreciate it. So it's a lot different obstacles, not just the one particular thing. We've been screening The Room past 15 years all over the world, so.
All right. Should we end on that note, a positive note? There we go. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to the YouTube and Facebook viewers for the questions. We have Tommy here, we have Greg, we have Scott, and we have Michael down there as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations. The film comes out, The Disaster Artist comes out in December.
Yes.
So we will see you then. Our mics are still hot, so let's just keep on trying. How was the premiere last night?
Oh, pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Were you, I heard you had a standing ovation for the Q&A.
Well, they said it, so.
They actually stood up the entire
The
time.
entire Q&A.
It may still be standing.
So until the thing was over, like.
But we did actually Q&A